So now importantly, really, we get to the heart of what X-Forces does, as we hear from three of our businesses, and how the X-Forces model and our network has changed lives and has delivered opportunity. We like to work with our entrepreneurs and those who already support us in partnership. We know that we cannot do this on our own, and we also know that the sum of the whole is far greater than the sum of the parts. Working with you as partners, we can deliver a more comprehensive package of support to our businesses, to people like Harry, like Gareth, and like Anna, the sort of people who make what we do so meaningful and represent the talent from the armed forces and also the future of the British economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Harry Grubb, Gareth Johns, and Anna Oliver.
Good evening. My name is Harry Grubb. I served 10 years in the infantry in the Cheshire Regiment, Minister, and we recruit most of our people from the Wirral. And during that time, I spent 2 tours in Iraq, Kosovo, Northern Ireland, and Afghanistan, all the places you've seen on TV. My company, Dettingen Resources, provides project management and staffing support in challenging environments. Dettingen, in case you were wondering, was a battle in 1743, and that's one that my regiment fought at. It's a battle honour. We recruit for our client workforces, provide expert consultants, or lend interim project managers. And our niche is in challenging environments because this is one area where our skills and experience really come to the fore. And this has led to much work in Africa. I established the company as I left the army, as I realised that many service leavers were struggling to translate their skills into our client sectors: oil and gas, mining, construction, international development, and telecoms and technology. We've grown rapidly from the outset. We reached profit within 9 months, began hiring within 11 months, and our reach now extends across 4 continents. Our clients have been recommending us to colleagues and competitors alike. When I left the army, I decided that since I was already going through one significant career change, I might as well bite the bullet and try starting my own company. I had few responsibilities, and the risk versus reward was favourable. Stereotyping can sometimes be an obstacle, as I'm sure all ex-forces job hunters and entrepreneurs find. Not many in the general population realise that the military is so much more than the popular image of a rigidly hierarchical fighting force. Much of my work is in helping industry to understand that the military trains architects, nurses, solicitors, accountants, civil engineers, welders, and logisticians, to name but a few. Those companies that have the vision and flexibility to explore are delighted at what they find. Service leavers are very entrepreneurial, as this event shows. Hard-working, open-minded, adaptable, quick to learn, and are undaunted by adversity. From the beginning, X-Forces provided the crucial help that we needed to secure the start-up capital, and this now forms the core of our working capital. Ever since, they provided encouragement, support, PR, and marketing assistance, advice, and ideas. I really value the X-Forces team, and I now count many friends among them. But UK industry can do more. In the USA, respect for the forces translates into real jobs. In the UK, sympathy does not easily extend to employment. In my opinion, this is to the detriment of the UK economy. British companies are missing out on a huge variety of well-honed transferable skills. The military trains its people extremely well, and its investment is second to none. More businesses can reap the benefits of this investment if they open up to veterans. After all, if a humble infantryman like me with 0 commercial career history can found and take a company to success within 9 months, then imagine what service leavers could do for your business. Both X-Forces and Dettingen Resources, I am sure, would welcome the opportunity to help industry to realise the untapped value of the X-Forces community. And I thank you very much for your support so far. Thank you.
Hi there. Follow that. I'm Gareth John, Managing Director of G. John Surveys. Based in the Southwest, we provide a range of surveying solutions for a range of clients, dealing with topographical surveys, setting out, measured building surveys, to name a few, for civil engineers, project planning consultancies, and landscape architects. It's a wide range. My background in the military has been quite varied also. I first joined the TA in 2003 at the tender age of 17, whilst in sixth form, to gain a taste of the forces, see if I'd like it full time. And then before I knew it, I was in Afghanistan on Operation Herrick 5. It was fun. Upon returning to the UK, I decided to go full time and to join the Royal Engineers. I first went to Surrey to complete my combat engineering training, and then moved to Kent to complete my trade training as a surveyor, which has obviously proved quite useful. And then again, upon completing the all-arms pre-parachute selection, otherwise known as P Company, found myself in Afghanistan again on Operation Herrick 13. And then again, shortly after that, back to Kent to finish off my survey training, which, upon return to my unit, I found myself using a lot, doing a lot of surveys for the regiment in various countries, and I found it very enjoyable. It was at this stage, after approximately 12 years in uniform, combined with meeting my partner, who's there somewhere, quietly hiding, and the upturn in the UK construction industry and redundancies, I decided to get a real job. So I left the forces and used my generous resettlement time throughout my final year to prepare for what I'm doing now. It was having been offered a few positions as a site engineer, which was what I was first looking for. It was suggested to me at the final interview by a guy called Richard Allpress that perhaps maybe I should look into going into being a freelance surveyor rather than taking a salary position. Financially, I'd be better off. So I took this one stage further and set up a whole new company, G. John Surveys. And this is where ex-forces came in. At the time, I was merely contemplating the idea, searching the internet, see if I could get funding, how much funding I could get, and how long it would take. When I stumbled across a startup loans company, filled in an online form and ticked a box saying that I was a member of the forces. And then within 24 hours, I had apps from ex-forces on the phone asking me how we could help. So at this point, I think we have a template for a business plan, never mind having written one. So he offered his advice. I said, let me write it on my own, and then you can red pen it for me, which he did very, very thoroughly. Small things, for example, I overlooked mentioning the fact that I'm actually a qualified surveyor in the business plan, which he's just maybe put that as an appendix. Also, Anthony, who's here somewhere, he was extremely helpful in writing the business plan. But it didn't end there. Upon gaining the funding, ex-forces appointed me a mentor, Giles Radford, who's also here, and he's in touch regularly to see how I'm getting on and if he can help with anything. Which, for example, he's put me in touch with another ex-military guy who's set up in business doing a slightly different kind of surveying, and we're expecting to get inquiries into each other's work, so we can pass on the work between ourselves, subcontract out to each other, and that wouldn't happen without ex-forces support. Also, Emma Laws has been extremely helpful. She appeared out of nowhere to ask if I'd like to appear in Lord Young's report on small firms. And ever since then, she's been helpful with marketing and advice in any sort, really. I've also not mentioned Vin. There he is. I suppose, in short, that having the backing of ex-forces, you're not just a small firm out on your own trying to make it. You've got the backing of many, many people. And it not only gives yourself that bit of reassurance and that bit of confidence, but it gives your clients that confidence, knowing that it's not such a big risk dealing with you. They're going to get what they ask for, and they know that they've got the backing there to support what you're doing. And that's all I've got to say.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Anna Oliver, and among other titles, I'm a military spouse. I wanted to share my journey with you, an unintentional journey into self-employment. 10 years ago, I was at what I thought was the top of my game. I had a great job that I loved. I was managing a marketing department in a sports distributor. 3 years into the role, I'd delivered 70% growth in their turnover and managed a team and an ad budget of £500,000. It was great. I was widely respected in my company and the industry internationally. And on top of that, I just got married to a handsome sailor. So life was great. One day, everything changed. John was presented an assignment order, so the military among you will know that's a new job instruction. He was required to leave his ship in Portsmouth, where we were happily living, and attend a ship in Plymouth, who had urgent requirement for his role. He was given 2 weeks' notice, which, as notice goes, isn't too bad. Within 24 hours, we put my notice in, packed everything up, and off we went. There was no question of staying. The commute was too far. We were married after all, so I put the sadness and anxiety aside, and off we went. After a challenging few months, it became clear that the only way to retain a similarly rewarding and challenging job would be to work for myself. So I began consultancy within this sector that I had expertise and represented some global super brands. Thanks to fast broadband, I was working with clients in the UK and their partners around the world, all from the bedroom of an isolated married quarter on the Cornish coast. The location wasn't important to them, and for me, my overheads were minimal. And since then, we've relocated twice further. And each time, I take Fresca Marketing with me. And my mantra has become, where there is Wi-Fi, I will work. On every move, I meet amazing spouses with relocation figures that topple ours, and hear stories of how they've put their professional development on hold while they support their partner. These are capable individuals, often with impressive qualifications, that are not fulfilling their potential due to their circumstances, and employers' reluctance to take a risk on this transient workforce. The qualities of a good entrepreneur are bandied about in business publications regularly, and they read like those of a military spouse: resilient, pragmatic, determined. And we're great networkers. Imagine setting up home every 2 years, each time building yet another circle of friends. It's difficult, but worthwhile, and I found the support in the military community so much stronger than the civilian circles. Just to be here today, while my husband was at sea, a network of friends and family have rallied to care for our 2 children. Where there's a will, there's a way. Another mantra. Or perhaps I should borrow the Navy's: improvise, adapt and overcome. It's just as relevant for the unsung heroes at home. Self-employment has given me freedom and the control to retain my identity and achieve more than my circumstances might dictate. If it works for me, it will work for others. When I first heard about ex-forces, I knew that this organisation could turn things around for military spouses. It's promising that 1/4 of the registrations are from military spouses. Their model of advice and planning will work in the same way that it does for service leavers. But military spouses require a rather special enhanced service, as I like to call it. We don't have the training budget that transitioning servicemen can access, and the reality is that skills do slip. Childcare is an issue, and there are often significant psychological barriers that build up during a transient life. This is why your investment is so important, so that ex-forces can meet the needs of these incredible people and nurture their potential to achieve independently and be in control of their careers. Since I started to work with ex-forces a year ago, my business has entered new sectors. I'm helping spouses and service leavers to build their brands. The widening network is creating opportunities for all of us. With ex-forces practical advice and training, plus a network of peers and the experience of big business mentors, we are about to see a new generation of entrepreneurs emerge from behind the barbed wire. So I'll say, look out, Britain, because military spouses mean business.